Hello and welcome back to another Chillhop Bits video. Hi, how you guys doing? For new viewers, hi, nice to see you. Today we're going to be talking about me redrawing my first ever OC. And for those of you who don't know what OC is, that means original character. I was a big Sonic head back in the day, so my first OC of course was Sonic. I will get more into it as the video goes on, but I hope you guys enjoy. I'm very excited to talk about her. And before we get into the speed paint, I need to show you the other years I've done, because this is a redraw that has been reoccurring for a few years now. So the first one was in 2012. Her incarnation. She started as a redraw of Amy Rose, and for, well, recolor, but redraw. And for those of you who don't know what recolors are, at least in the Sonic community, recolors were, we would take a Sonic X screenshot and then paint on top of it, or draw on top of it. So yeah, she was that. It was awful. I used MS Paint, whatever. Her name is KK, at least that's what I gave her as a child. I have not renamed her. It's not really important, but I guess if I want to, I could. Following 2012, and I was 12, moving on to 2015. Nice improvement. I still hate looking at it because the liner is not black. It's gray, which doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Proportions were weird. I don't know. I was just going through something, but all I was drawing was Sonic, so my style was definitely evolving. Next up, this is a big gap, 2020. I kind of forgot about her, and then I was like, oh wait, I want to draw her, and it was COVID, so I was bored, so I drew her. Definitely was happy with the improvement at the time. I don't mind this drawing still, but it's definitely not what I do now. Okay, and then after 2020 we have 21. 21, I think it's fun. It's colorful. Just did some different stuff. I made it a half body, which I've continued to do since then. But yeah, I like the colors. Her hair is fluffy, which I like. But yeah, nothing too remarkable about 21. I skipped 22 because I was having a big art block from going back to college, art college. So we have 23. 23, gorgeous. I love the colors, I love the pose. Like, this was a big improvement too. And at this point I wasn't drawing Sonic like hardly, so, and it's been that way since 2020 really. But so now these redraws are definitely like, ooh, let's just see what I can do with just my general art knowledge, not necessarily like Sonic art style knowledge. And then we have 24. Now between 23 and 24, I'm gonna be so honest, the improvement I didn't really see. More just like a technique change, and then how I color stuff. So 23 was very pastel, while 24 is a bit more saturated. I don't hate 24, it just doesn't feel that revolutionary of a change, which is fine, that will happen. But 25, the one we're on now, I'm not gonna show it in the showcase of these images here, but I love 25. She came out gorgeous. It's definitely a big shift for some reason from 24, but throughout the time of 24 I've definitely settled into my style, and it's finally mine, in my opinion. So it makes sense for it to change a lot, but I'm in love with her. You guys are gonna love her too. But let's actually get into the speed paint. Enough with the preamble. Okay, time to get into the meat and potatoes. When I first started drawing this during my stream, I was saying to myself, I really didn't want to look at the previous drawing, so I wasn't influenced by what I did before. But, at the beginning of my stream, basically what I did at the beginning of the video, I kind of talked about the history of her character and what I've gone through as far as drawing her, and kind of at least some of my thoughts that I had looking at the pieces again. So I did see them, but honestly I don't think it really influenced it too much. Like, overall, I wanted to keep a somewhat similar pose for her, and then I kind of cross-referenced 23s for just some hair stuff, like not the bangs because I certainly forgot that, but just like, making sure I get in the style beats with the clothes, especially because I couldn't fully remember how I drew them before. But overall, yeah, I drew it based off of what I remembered. A lot of things happened that I really, really like. First of all, when it came to to styling of the head, when I did my Sonic and Shadow pose studies, I did a new technique. To get the shape of the head, because I don't know if anyone has seen it, like the circle theory or circle whatever. Basically, Sonic the Hedgehog should ideally, his head should fit in a circle, like the eyes, muzzle, and everything, to where it's actually like good, if it does typically. So, and I didn't really think about that when I was doing this, but I've tended to start doing a circle to kind of get like the head shape right, because it helps me plan out the muzzle better. Because yes, while I was a Sonic artist for a very long time, I've lost those well, I haven't lost them, but I have to relearn them essentially. And since my art style has changed so much since then, and I've improved generally in art, it's kind of breaking down what I knew before and relearning what I have and then putting it to a Sonic style. I definitely like where it is right now, so I'll say that. But I've definitely been going through an identity crisis when it comes to drawing Sonic. But anyway, so because I did circle, I was able to get a good muzzle going with her, and her eyes came out good on the first go as well. And I believe I established this in 2022, but since I have a hard time drawing the middle part of the muzzle, like that curve where the nose sits, I don't know, it looks weird. I got rid of it. I'm tired of drawing this / stylistic choice. But it looks cute because I added like the fur gap between her eyes, whatever. I feel like this video I'm just gonna be talking about Sonic all day, which, who cares? But anyway, doing that has made it a lot easier to place her nose, and it just feels a little bit more to my style, since I don't have noses at all when it comes to drawing faces. So I think it's a good bridging of the gap. But anyway, once I got the head down, I kind of knew where I was going from there. The hair, you know, the bangs, I remember what they look like, and then obviously the hair itself, you know, is kind of fluffy, kind of flowy, stuff like that. And then from the rest of it, like I said, I wanted to keep the original pose, so the hands, I wanted them to be somewhat similar to what I have been drawing her doing. Why did I come up with this pose so many years ago? I don't know. I don't know. The vibes I have for her is kind of like a sassy older sister vibe, even though she has no siblings, but like that's just, you know, she's kind of like in old like Disney shows or whatever, like the hot older sister. Don't ask me why. That's just a vibe I see for her. I don't know. It's not like I sat down and fleshed out her character or anything, so I don't know. But I guess she's technically the first OC that I guess if I wanted to use her for something, I could, because at least, you know, her design is consistent and I've had her for so long. But anyway, another thing that I hated about 2024's iteration of it is that she looks stiff. The pose that I gave, you know, I don't know what was going through my head at the time, but I guess I was trying to beat 23's, but in trying to beat 23, I think I failed. So she just looks stiff. It's just not, you know, not my best work. But 25's, I'd say it was very loose. I like it. She looks chill, as that's the goal for her design. And I think I aced it personally. And since my anatomy has gotten a lot better, and I actually know how to place clothes on a body and draw a body, that actually helped a lot. I really love drawing I'll call it the skeleton, I guess, of the body. Low-key, when I'm doing it on stream, I'm like, I hope Twitch doesn't think I'm like drawing nudity, because I'm not, right? I am just drawing the anatomy, where the clothes are gonna sit, because that's important. But I love doing it. It's just nice to get those organic shapes there, and then you drape clothes on it, and it's just kind of fun. But anyway, her clothes, so for context, in the very first recolor of her, I drew it on top of a Sonic Riders Amy photo I found, screenshot, and in that she wears a tank top. I'll put it here. So I've just brought that into her design, because why not? And then I added this cute little skirt. I don't know, it just fit her vibe. Like I said, she's not really sporty or anything, so I don't know. It's just, again, I've never really fleshed out her character as far as besides back then when I did. But once I wasn't using her anymore, she just kind of exists. So I have nothing for her. If you want to think of an alternative name for her, I would be down for that as well, because I'm gonna be real, KK sucks. So it doesn't really fit her, but hey, I will take suggestions. I might take one. Another thing that I really enjoyed me doing was her hair. So ever since the beginning, obviously, she had these blue streaks in her hair. It was like choppy at the bottom of the end of her quills. And as I kept drawing her, I hated how chunky they were, and then I made it into a gradient. I felt that was the easiest way, and I wanted to be faithful to her colors being yellow and the blue. So I have not changed it. Would I have made a character like from scratch today with those colors? No. But after 21, I did chunky coloring. So I, instead of it being a gradient, I actually like went in and put blue in there with shape. And I really like how that looked. But I think, especially, I believe in 23, I think it's too dark compared to the pastel yellow that I picked. So, in 24, I want to say I did bump the saturation up partially to kind of, bridge that gap. But in the same way, I think the yellow, I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't a huge fan of like the blues I chose for it, whatever. So for 25, I didn't, so again, sorry, I'm going back and forth. I'm like getting my thoughts together. For 23 and 24, I color picked, of course, between the two. And then from 23 to 21, I color picked. So for 25, and I've been doing that a lot lately where, like, if I'm drawing a character, I don't color pick. For the most part, I'll just kind of like pick based on what I'm seeing. I don't know, I kind of like doing that, and it gets my brain flowing, and I'm usually pretty accurate, so I'll pat myself on the back for that. But anyway, yeah, I didn't color pick. I was like, okay, let's just do what I know, see what I see, and then kind of adjust the colors as I feel I need to. And me doing that was a really good thing because I was able to kind of sit down and really decide on the blue and yellow combo. I want them to be similar tones because, again, at least for me, I don't find the combo of yellow and blue, as far as in this scenario with the hair, that appealing. So for that, I was like, okay, let me make them the similar tones. Let me make her hair a more golden yellow. I find that more appealing. I didn't want to go necessarily pastel like before. And then for the blue, I tweaked a little bit, but I think I found a good happy medium with it. And so, and then I had to decide between, I kind of want to do like an undercut color. That's probably not the proper term, but whatever. Where basically like only the underside of her hair has the color, and I was going to gradient it upwards. I didn't fully like how they looked, so I said, okay, hold on, let's go back. And so I decided to, like before, do the chunky, I'm calling them highlights, but they're not highlights. I decided to do the chunky color, and I really loved how that looked. I kind of, honestly, what made it better for me is that I did it in the shape of as if I was shading it. It almost looked like fire for a second, and I'm glad I kind of corrected it, because I was like, wait, we don't want to look like streaks. We want it to look more like methodical. I think it came out beautiful, honestly. I think it looks cool. Yeah, I think I pulled it off. I don't know. I kind of popped off with this drawing. I'll be so real. I love her. I'm just excited how it came out. Like, being so worried about 24 and 23's performance between the two. Honestly, was where I was like, am I gonna improve? And if I didn't, that was fine. But, and I didn't have it in my head to like, oh, I have to improve. So, since I didn't have it in my head, I was able to kind of just chill out and just draw the character herself and just think about the character design and less of, can I beat myself? And I did actually. Other than the stuff that I mentioned, the eyes, I always experiment with eyes constantly every drawing. And the only real difference that I did was, like, the white pupils aren't new, but I lined the white pupils with the color of the shadow, and that was really eye-catching. Love that. I'm gonna keep doing that. But other than that, I think that's about it as far as like my process of the drawing. Like I said, overall, I think I improved a lot. I think I feel more confident drawing Sonic stuff, like if I was going to. I don't know what it is. Like when it comes down to drawing Sonic or Shadow, I have such a hard time like getting it down and making them look good. But when it's an OC, it's no problem. But I guess it's just like the pressure of like, you know, these characters have established designs, and when it comes to drawing them, like, and I've broken the rules with their designs, like for sure, but you know, I feel like OCs is more flexible and you do whatever you want because they're OCs, right? So I don't know, but in the future I would love to draw Sonic more, and then also in the future I would like to redesign the main cast, some of them. I said as humans before. I'm not sure if that'll still be the case. Probably. That's more of a drastic change than trying to redesign them as hedgehogs. But I don't know. I guess let me know what you would want me to do for that, because I'm honestly down for whichever. Also, unrelated to this video, I do appreciate the support on my A to Z video. I was really discouraged by it because it kind of tanked at the beginning, but then I got a second wind. I guess that's just YouTube algorithm. And I got some advice from some of my fellow artist YouTubers out there. I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to try to do different video stuff, like trying to do topics that are more appealing and more like known and people can relate. So like this one, which I had a lot of fun doing this. Like it was time for me to redraw her anyway. But yeah, bear with me as I try to experiment with topics and themes of videos, I guess. Because, you know, I don't know where my channel is going to go, but I would like to be somewhat out there, you know. But I also want to make content that people enjoy. And I'm going to enjoy it either way because it's art related and I just like yapping. So I'm never going to be against anything I make. So, but I want you guys to like what I create. So expect that. Sorry, I said so a bunch of times. But yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, I guess I should talk about like the recording of this session. As you know, I stream all of my stuff and then I take the footage and then, you know, use it. I don't know what was going on. The weather was crazy and it knocked out my internet. But then once the internet got sorted, OBS was upset with me. So, I was super scared that I was gonna not be able to get the full drawing in, but I did. With some struggle, I finally finished streaming after discounting like 3 times. But look, it's the things that I do for you guys in my content. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and fade out. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you to my Ko-Fi supporters. I have changed them a lot. I've added different benefits. Sticker club is coming, stuff like that. But as always, they're going to scroll here. I'll be back next week for another video. Don't know what it's going to be. But I appreciate the support. I appreciate the patience that you guys have in me. And with that, I'm going to bounce out. But you guys take care. I'll talk to you guys next week. Mwah. Bye, guys.